over Harvard, Harvard over Cornell. We take you back to the start line, and Joe, another exciting one. The men's 5e, and this one, again, is going to have a mix of heavyweight and lightweight rowers.
Yeah, so you got two Princeton crews in the middle. You got the big fellas. You get the heavyweight 5V that's right in there, and then they've got their counterparts, the lightweight 4V, sitting off in the far lane in lane 1, and then you've got the Penn Quakers 5V here closest to us, right? So again, this is sort of the litmus test. They go 1 through 5 here. But these are all really impressive athletes that are out here doing their thing, and they'll get a chance to. These are Eastern Sprints championship crew events, right? And so these are teams that this result matters just as much as any. And look, same sort of theme that you saw when the Tiger Lights rah-rah'd their way up into Bruno and the 4V. They're going to try to do the same to their counterparts and their friends from the Schuylkill over in the far lane, and just go make some noise, man.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what's so fun about these two Princeton boats lining up. These guys line up against each other day in and day out. That Wednesday speed order that you know all too well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these guys, they're no stranger to each other. They know when they throw shots in. They know what their MO is going to be out there. So, I mean, I have to think that they're going to know what to expect from, their counterparts.
Yeah, I mean, look, these two Princeton crews have seen each other quite a bit throughout the season, is my guess so far, just in terms of the water time that they've had. I think Princeton, one of the awesome things about being a part of that program is not just the inter-team competition, but sort of the inter-boathouse, inter-programmatic competition that yields itself throughout the year. I think it leads to obviously just knowing what it's like to feel a boat, right with you. It's really hard to do that when you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Like they're supposed to be tiered out. And so when you sort of see some different crews, some different faces on the other side of you, it feels a little bit more race ready. And so I think that's a really cool thing that this program uniquely allows, given the depth across all the programs. I always used to say, like, Princeton is one of the unique boathouses in the country that all four, teams have a chance and are competing to win a national championship year in and year out. That standard never dips. And so look, I think that leads to these boats knowing what to do on race day. The other thing that I think it really breeds is just a lot of culture and pride, in what each other are doing, right? So, as we come down here, I got my eye on the 7-man in that Princeton 5E. That's Liam Foldy, the Australian, Cole Thomas in 6 from Rye, Joe Wellington, Jasper Furness, Ben Jungles, Carson Reppins, the former walk-on, and one of my favorite cats out here doing it, Owen Ruliak in bow. The impressive athlete from Seattle. I've always enjoyed watching Owen. I know he's a well-respected teammate, and he's clicking the bow along here as a senior in the 5V. Trying to be the first guy to come across the line in this race, Keenan.
Yeah, and like you said, Joe, there's a lot of great athletes in that Princeton heavyweight 5E, and it's showing here as they sit up. Let's call it bow to stern, maybe like 6-7 seats over Penn. Penn very much hanging in there. I mean, those are some really good rowing strokes from the Penn 5E as well. Maybe not quite the horsepower that we see from the Princeton 5E, but they're hanging in there. Little rudder adjustment here from the Quaker 5E. You can see they went over the buoy line ever so slightly last 10, 15 strokes, and that's going to slow the boat down. And I think that Tiger Lightweight 4V is taking advantage of that.
Yeah,
I think taking advantage
Man,
over
this is
Penn.
cool. This is cool to see if you're a Tiger Lights fan or if you're just a fan of upsets. Maybe you're someone who watched March Madness, enjoyed some of those games. This is a pretty cool upset type scenario if the Tiger Lights 4 is able to turn over the Princeton Heavy 5 into or the Penn Heavy 5 into a headwind. Penn doing everything they can to not let that happen. But it's the big fellas in the yellow Empacher in the middle, the Princeton 5E. This looks really clean for a crew at this level, right? And I know we've got some really good experience in here, as I mentioned, but it just continues to showcase the depth of Greg Hughes' program, the work that his coaching staff has done. Sergio Espinosa, the incredibly impressive resume that he brought to this boathouse in conjunction with Jason Elephant, who for my money is one of the best assistant coaches in the country and has been for a long time. So Greg, no stranger to outstanding staffs, no stranger to deep programs, but this is as good as I've seen, man. This is a really slick 5V, and these guys are got to be happy about the margin they're putting on Penn right now.
Yeah, for sure. And let's not forget about that Tiger Lightweight 4V that's still hanging in there with about 500 meters to go. We caught up with head coach Matt Smith, and he said it's a really sort of spirited group. It's a mix of guys. It's a couple older guys that are recovering from injuries, starting to get back into their top form. So obviously racing in this boat to get a little more experience and do a little more rehab. And then it's a bunch of young guys, too. A couple guys who learned to row here, Joe. So some walk-ons, some young freshman, sophomore recruits. It's a real mix from top to bottom. So it's always fun to see a boat that has all different experience levels come together and put together a really good piece and be able to potentially beat a heavyweight boat in Penn.
Yeah, I mean, look, Coach Matt Smith, no stranger to development. This is a guy who had an unbelievable career himself at Wisconsin, which is a program which is historically known for taking walk-on athletes and turning them into Olympians. And so just he understands the developmental path of how to take somebody who has not done this sport when they walk on campus and have them finish out their career as a varsity oarsman who belongs at the Division I level. I think Coach Smith has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. That is one that I've just always been impressed with, so not surprised to hear that there are some guys who learn to apply their trade here. And speaking of applying their trade, the Tiger Heavy 5V is doing a really nice job by continuing to sort of press away from Penn.
Yeah, this will be a big result for the Tiger 5V. They are looking super strong, super composed here. Final couple strokes as they come through the line, unofficially a time of 6:33, able to hold off their teammates in the Tiger Lightweights.
That's fun to see. Congrats to those guys. I'm really excited for the Princeton Lightweight men's 4V to go out and beat a very quality heavyweight opponent in Penn. I mean, we know